Early in my career, I had a chance to be part of Michigan's deinstitutionalization movement. That was the movement that took people with disabilities out of state-operated institutions and gave them a home in the community. Group homes were a big part of that initially. Michigan became the 11th state in the entire country that closed all of its institutions for people with developmental disabilities, which is a remarkable accomplishment and a testament to the commitment of both Republican and Democratic legislators and governors to get that work done. At the same time, I think it's incumbent upon us to make sure that there's a safety net in the community, that people who aren't in institutions anymore and aren't going to institutions have a chance to live a safe, healthy, rewarding, productive life in the community, as a part of the community, as a valued member of the community. And affordable, decent, safe housing is a part of that. One of the things that I've enjoyed about getting to know Willie Brooks is his understanding of the business community. And when I went to a nonprofit management training at Harvard Business School, one of the things that they emphasized is the value proposition. I think for our community and for Community Mental Health Agency particularly, the recognition of the importance of housing as part of its value proposition to the community is important. I give Community Mental Health in Oakland County great credit for making sure that people in their community are going to have a safe, decent place to live.
Lakeville Home has been here a little over 30 years. It was started during the movement where we were moving people out of large institutions all over the state. And in the case of this home, built to be barrier-free, with no thresholds and extra wide halls and bathrooms. There are 6 folks that live here. It's a mixture of men and women. In this particular house, it's always been co-ed. Most folks here are between 30 and 50. The folks that have come out of institutions have continued to come, particularly in the last 15 years, or come from home, from parents that couldn't care for them anymore. We're finding more and more folks with even more serious medical needs and physical issues. There are folks that probably would have ended up in a nursing home a few years ago. This type of home setting is really set up to allow folks like Margaret to move around and not be restricted, like she might be in some other assisted living facilities or a licensed medical facility. We have folks that can have a high quality of life in terms of moving around the home in their own chairs or with their own walkers. The bathrooms allow them to have a lot of independence in terms of bathing. Folks can take them out and they can access anything in public now with assistance. This is a home with a lot of active family members that visit often and large families. Home managers here are very dedicated to getting folks out in the community, to seeing that they go to some sort of day program during the day and have some sort of productive day life.
The things here that help the residents live independently would be to move about, because the house is large, barrier-free home. The countertops being lower so they can roll up to the countertop there and maybe help out with dishes.
CHN's approach has helped us a lot over the years as providers. You know, we have a budget to deal with some maintenance issues, but it's limited, and we get assistance with quite a few other issues. You know, the fire suppression systems here allow folks that are physically challenged to be able to live here safely, and they help us with the maintenance of those. They help us with long-term maintenance projects like flooring and other issues and remodeling that are needed and adjustments as new residents come in. A lot of assistance comes to assist the provider to make sure that the quality of life stays high here, even when you have really high needs folks come in.
We're at Oakwood Group Home. It's a licensed facility. There's 6 consumers that live here. It's been around since 1991. Community Housing Network Property Management has come out when we've asked them to come fix things like looking at the basement for leaks, pipe has broke, various other maintenance needs that we seem to have an easy time having them respond to our needs. They just take care of those maintenance needs and they understand it a lot more and they usually are on top of getting things done.
This type of home setting here helps the residents feel independent because of the spacious open floor plan. It has rolling showers, which helps them with their hygiene needs, and they have a nice garden tub so they could choose either take a shower or a bath. If you look around the home, you can see all the beautiful decorations that say laugh and family. It really is a home setting. The individuals that can walk, they can walk around the home using the sidewalks. They have a nice patio. They have some peace and quiet out here because there are a lot of medically fragile people who live in this home, so the quiet is really important for them in order to get rest when they need it. They're close to stores, so if they need something, it's not that far to go get it.
The thing I like most about my job is coming here every day and seeing the smiling faces of all my guys. We are really close to anything and everything that we could possibly do. If we want to go out to eat, we can go out and have some sausage and biscuits. We have people living here that don't exactly have the best hand dealt to them, don't have the most opportunities, and we're able to give them those opportunities. We're able to take them out and show them what everybody else gets to see. We have guys here that supposedly weren't supposed to still be alive, but they are, and it's due to the quality of care that my staff are able to give, that my company is able to allow us to give. They get to live, they get to be happy. Andy likes that he gets more care at this home than any of his other homes he lived in prior to. The fact that we shave him every single day, keep his face updated, his teeth brushed, just routine, just health and bath. We keep him clean.
In study after study across the country, as a matter of fact around the world, it's been found that safe, decent housing is critical to successfully living in the community. It's critical to recovery. While group homes were part of the initial push in getting people out of institutions and remain a valuable part of the equation, we found that so many people want and need more independent places to live. In order to do that, we needed to be creative in accessing different kinds of programs and different funding streams in unconventional ways in order to leverage outside resources to address that challenge in our community. We at Community Housing Network, along with numerous other community partners, have been very successful at accessing a number of federal resources that have brought in tens of millions of dollars to produce affordable, desirable living situations for people.
I oversee all of our housing development activities at Community Housing Network. One of the developments we've highlighted in this video is our Home of My Own project. We used group home bond saving money from the Community Mental Health Board and Federal Home Loan Bank of Indianapolis funding to purchase 4 homes that were previously owned by service providers, and we were able to rehab these homes with significant amount of rehab, doing a whole bunch of green activities in the homes to make them sustainable for the long term. And in addition to that, we were able to reduce the rents for the individuals living in the home. Now we'll see the Tinkin home, which is part of our Home of My Own project.
This is a private residence home. There's 3 gentlemen that live here. 2 of them are brother with special needs, and then they have another friend that lives here with them also. We have a lot of foot traffic on our sidewalk, and our guys have gotten to know quite a few of the neighbors that walk to the store. Shane is in a community base. You take these guys out to outings downtown, their fire and ice festivals, or whatever's going on, and you'd be amazed at how many people come up like, how are you guys? I haven't seen you in so long. We're within walking distance of downtown. Everything is just so close and so convenient. And it enriches their lives just being able to be a part of it just by walking out their front door. They're very busy here. Even during the day, they're out in the community. They're always busy. They're on the go. Shane does horseback riding. His brother loves swimming. Yeah, we're a busy group. They love going to the show. They love the zoo. They just love to be out and about. What other kind of job can you have? Can you feel the love? I come to work every day. I walk in the door, and they're happy to see me. I get the hugs. CHN has been wonderful. Whenever I have a problem here, something needs to be repaired, all I have to do is make a phone call. And usually within a day or 2, I have somebody out here fixing our problems. Our deck out front was in pretty good shape, but it was really looking battered, and they had stained it and got it looking all nice. They've made it safe for our men. Safety issues is a big thing here. We have to get into prevention before something happens. And CHN has been great. They completely redid our home this past year. We got new windows. We got a new roof. Our driveway was raised. That's all level now. They raised up the garage now where it's nice and level. They painted in here. They put new flooring in here. We have a new bathroom. We have all new appliances in the kitchen. Our new bathroom, we have a new furnace, we have a new water conditioner. We're just very pleased at all the work they've done here.
Over the years, Community Housing Network has been successful at obtaining Section 811 funds from the federal government to build scattered site housing that is fully accessible for people with disabilities. Our Mattie Lou house, which you'll see, is an example of that. Section 811 funds is permanent supportive housing that provides a capital advance to build fully accessible housing and provides a project rental assistance contract, which makes the housing affordable over a 40-year period for people living in the homes.
The home is an independent living situation for 3 ladies. 2 of the ladies, this is their first experience in an assisted living program. Julie has been in the system for quite some time, so this is not her first experience. The home is beautiful, it's brand new. The home it's wheelchair accessible. We do have one client, Laura Grassi, who is in a wheelchair. She can use any room in the house. She can cook, she can pull right up to the counters. Both bathrooms are very large. The laundry room, she can do laundry. We have 3 large exits, so she can access the outside from any part of the house. We try to incorporate a family here. It's their home. There's 24-hour staffing here. We are only here to observe and assist. I enjoy being able to work with the girls and help them incorporate an independent lifestyle.
This is my first time moving out on my own. I wanted to be independent and have my own life, and I was at the age where I thought it was the right time to move out. Living here has been good because it's been busy with school, relationship, and just roommates and getting used to it. I'm at OCC, the Auburn Hills campus, and I am studying my class is police communications, and for my major, I am going into criminal justice generalist, which means I want to either do parole or something with the FBI. I'm finally in a house where I can do the dishwasher, wash clothes, because the house is so handicap accessible. I am part of the Michigan Victory Games. My team is the Mighty Oaks. In the Michigan Victory Games, I compete in 50-meter swimming, track and field, which consists of many events, table tennis. I have gotten multiple awards for competing.
My daughter, Julie, just moved into the Mattie Lou home. In the past 7 or 8 years, she's lived in a couple of different apartments with a roommate and 24-hour care. And this new home is a miracle for her and for my husband and I. We just are so at peace. She's so much happier. She is, of course, trying very hard to keep her room all nice and straight. She vacuums the floors. She's learning how to do laundry. And it's just so different than it was before. It's perfect.
Before this, I lived at home with my parents and my brother. I wanted to live independently. It was getting too much for my mom and dad because they're getting up in age, and they wanted to get my brother and I settled before if something ever happened to them, so I wouldn't end up somewhere else. This home is very nice. It was a little bit hard to move at first, because I think I depended more on them for a while. I've been at Hollywood Market for 13 and a half years as a bagger. It'll be 14 this year in September. I like working there because I know all of the customers by name.
Community Housing Network has been really great. They've always been right here. That is really important when you're living with consumers in an assisted living, because sometimes little things will make them panic. That's been really important and really appreciative. I can't thank them enough, because I can't say that there's anything here that I've asked them to do and it wasn't done and taken care of right away.
Over the last 4 years, Community Housing Network has been working in the neighborhood of Unity Park in Pontiac. We worked with 2 other community partners using neighborhood stabilization funds to build 18 homes on once blighted lots in Unity Park. These homes were all for home ownership. The home that you'll see with Keisha is an example of that.
I am a first-time homeowner in Unity Park. I'm a single mother of 2 wonderful boys. I'm an employee at Community Network Services. I've been an employment specialist for a few years, and I've been with CNS for about 9 years. My sons love it here as well, especially my oldest son, who just recently graduated from college. My youngest son has autism, and he received services from a community partner of CMH. And that's why it's very important for me that where we reside at is not just a house, it's a home to us. Being a part of this neighborhood is very important to me. I was born and raised in Pontiac. All of my supports are here. Community Housing Network has done some amazing things in not only the community, but in Pontiac overall. But as far as it goes for Unity Park, the homes that's been built here are bringing us all together.
We're on Judson Street in the Unity Park neighborhood. This block is unrecognizable from the way it was 3 years ago when we started working here. At that time there were several vacant, abandoned, blighted homes that were all demolished and replaced by these beautiful brand new lease to purchase rental homes, along with several other homes for home ownership opportunities. Today this block looks like any block in many Oakland County suburbs, and residents are all very proud to live here.
It's revitalization that helps to restore the neighborhoods, restore hope, restore people being able to see that there is a future in Pontiac. You have the community garden. We get the newsletters that really help us to stay connected as a community. Community Housing Network has really helped me to feel better as a community member. Now being a member myself, a director on the board, being a part of just what they do overall, servicing and helping people, which is something that I have a passion and I love doing.
In addition to our work in Unity Park with the neighborhood stabilization funds, Community Housing Network has also completed 32 scattered site rental homes, which have further worked to revitalize the neighborhood. In addition to that, we have worked with a variety of community groups to bring in services and supports for all the community members of Unity Park.
People think that because Oakland County is one of the wealthiest communities in the United States, that there's an ample supply of safe, decent housing for all of its citizens. Unfortunately, that simply isn't true, particularly for people who are vulnerable, people with disabilities, people who've been homeless, people who've been victims of domestic violence, and now people who are on the margin, who are working 2 jobs and just barely holding things together and having a hard time keeping a roof over their head. A lot of folks still have the perception that affordable housing is the housing projects of the 60s, and that's simply not the case now. The housing that we work to produce in Oakland County is not only housing for people with disabilities, but people who are working, earning a living, learning job skills, going to school, people who are trying to improve their way of life, people who want to be productive, valued, included members of their community. When you look at the work that Community Housing Network does, on our own and with our community partners at Community Mental Health and others, I think you need to look at it on a couple of levels. First, the impact on the individual, which is something that we get to see every day. It's clear and it's profound, where someone who's struggling with homelessness, who's on the street, out in the cold, now all of a sudden has a roof over their head and they can make steps to improve their own lives. But on a broader scale, we're able to have a big social impact by taking people who've been disenfranchised, people who've been placed in institutions, people who've been segregated from society, and giving them a chance to be part of society. It makes their lives richer, and it makes society richer.
I'm still having adjusting problems, which is the truth, but it'll get there as the next 2 months go by, because it's a new change.
How you ride your horse? Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm.
Being independent means I can make my own choices of what I want to do.
The staff is his favorite part of this home. Some of them.